I'm Kevin Washaleski. Welcome to another episode of Origin PC Live.
Yeah, custom ship. Oh, that's from the...
Hello, I'm still Kevin Washaleski, CEO, co-founder of Origin PC, and this is my first time hosting the show.
Awesome. And I'm Jericho Romero, the greatest Rainbow Six Siege player at Origin PC.
I'm gonna have to challenge that. I might challenge that one day, probably not. Here's a recap of the show for new viewers. Thanks for tuning in. This is a show where we talk about games, we talk about geek news, we'll talk about what we've been up to, and we chatted up with a special guest. This week's special guest is the one and only Panzer, aka Trade Chat.
Yay. You can interact with us by posting in chat or making comments. We'll be watching for your feedback later on the show. We'll be answering any questions you have, and we'll be announcing the Post of the Week winner who'll be winning a copy of Pillars of Eternity 2.
Sweet, free game right there. And with that, let's kick off the show. Our first story is about something you may have heard about. On Monday, Nvidia announced some brand new GPUs. The new GeForce RTX. This happened at Gamescom. They revealed the 20 series, the GeForce RTX GPUs. RTX 2080 Ti, RTX 2080, and RTX 2070. And I don't know how many times I've accidentally said 1080 Ti instead of 2080 Ti. I have to get used to that. These new GPUs have real-time ray tracing. It's insane. The capabilities give you hyper-realistic lighting, shadows, and reflections. If you haven't seen the demos, the Jensen demo, you need to check it out. It's amazing. Battlefield 5 is going to take advantage of this. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Metro Exodus are the 3 titles announced right now. There's going to be more in the future. Here at Origin PC, we've announced that we're taking pre-orders. So the second that Jensen announced these cards, we had them available on our website for pre-order. You can pre-order the 2080 Ti, the 2080, and single card or SLI. What are your thoughts on these new cards, Jerica?
I am so jealous, and I wish I had one because I just recently bought a 1080. So I'm just like, damn, I should have waited.
Yeah, that always happens. There's always something to wait for, or when you buy something, there's always something else coming.
Damn technology, you're too fast.
But you'll still be good with what you have. And these cards are a step up in price and a step up in technology. So the 10 series is still going to sell very well, but the 20 series is insane. I'm not sure which one I'm going to buy yet. I have to get one myself. Probably go 2080 Ti. Got to go all out.
Yeah, obviously. Speaking of Gamescom, this week thousands of gamers have descended on Germany. Several developers and publishers were on the show floor showing off new gameplay, including Sekiro: Shadow Die Twice, Devil May Cry 5, Battlefield 5, Hitman 2, and more. We also got some release dates for Devil May Cry 5, which is releasing March 8th, 2019. Shenmue 3 is releasing on August 27th, 2019. And Sekiro: Shadow Dies Twice, which is releasing on March 22nd, 2019. What are your thoughts on Gamescom, Kevin?
First, I'm going to be busy in March 2019 with all these games coming out. I haven't been able to watch all the trailers yet, or the news, or screenshots. Some people only release new screenshots. But these dates sound really cool. I love it when a game has a specific date that it's coming out. Cyberpunk, pay attention. But we've been a little busy with the RTX launch and SIGGRAPH the week before, so I haven't gotten all the Gamescom news myself. But I've been watching a little bit here and there. It's great to see all this stuff. But the most exciting thing by far are the new ray tracing video cards. Now let's go into some Origin PC news. Earlier this week, we announced Special Edition World of Tanks Origin PCs. They feature unique World of Tanks customizations, including our HD UV printing, with, of course, an HD UV printed World of Tanks panel. And we also have World of Tanks themed laser etching, depending on which system you go with. You can choose between the Millennium, the Neuron, the Evo 15S laptop. All of these PCs come with an exclusive American Tier 8 premium heavy tank, the T26E5. You can see these PCs at originpc.com/World of Tanks. What do you think of these special edition PCs?
They look pretty dope. I mean, I've never played World of Tanks, so is it like an RTS or something?
It's not like an RTS. It's sort of like Rainbow Six, but with tanks. So it's you spawn in with your team, and when you die, you're done. You have to wait to respawn.
But is everyone in one tank, or is it a different tank?
Everybody's in their own individual tank. Yeah.
That sounds
You have
cool.
your own individual tank. You can unlock better tanks, better armor, things like that. They've recently updated the graphics with the 1.0 version update, and the graphics are insane right now. It's a really good-looking game, and the game is free, 100% free to play. So check it out.
All right. Kicking our Geek news is announcement that the 25th James Bond movie has been delayed. It was reported that director Danny Boyle had exited the project over creative differences for Daniel Craig's last outing as James Bond, which was scheduled to start shooting in 3 months. Producers are now looking for a new director, and Craig is still expected to reprise the role as of right now. What are your thoughts on the delay?
I would love to know what they had the creative differences on. I love it when that happens. Oh, creative differences and no details. Like, we all want to know what happened. Come on.
It's probably just a nice way to say no.
They didn't get along about something.
Yeah.
Was he going to kill off Craig's character? Which you can't do because it's James Bond. So that would be a big problem if he was going to do that. Rumor, this is Lewis giving us an update. Rumor is the casting of the villain. Oh, the casting of the villain is, they've disagreed on that. I guess because somebody didn't want the indie actor. But I'm looking forward to the next James Bond. There's already rumors of who the next James Bond will be, and I'm liking the rumors.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna change it. I thought it was gonna be that guy from Pacific Rim, right?
Supposedly the next one, but this is still the final one with Craig. Like, Craig's in this one for sure.
All right.
And now for some Lego news. Who doesn't like Lego news? Earlier this week, Lego unveiled a new Lego Star Wars Master Builder set that focuses on Cloud City, one of my favorite scenes in the movie. It features several key settings in Cloud City from Empire Strikes Back, including the carbon freeze chamber, my favorite, the balcony where Luke and Vader duel, and the landing platform where Boba Fett's Slave One lands. The set has 2,812 pieces.
Oh my God.
Features 18 minifigures. We have it on screen right there. Mini Slave One, a mini twin pod cloud car. The set also costs a hefty $349. So you can buy a few Cloud Cities, or you can buy a new RTX video card. What are your thoughts on this, Jerica?
Man, Jordy's gonna be all over that. He loves Legos. Honestly, I've never played with Legos as a kid, but now now that I have a kid, he likes Legos. So we recently just built a little Millennium Falcon. It's about like this big.
That's awesome.
So that's my experience with Legos. But it seems cool though.
Did you know that that these Master Builder sets exist? Did you know about this?
No, I didn't.
So they have these giant sets made up of thousands of pieces. So this is the newest one, but they also have a Death Star one.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Giant Death Star one. It's huge. It's like this big. And then they have a giant Millennium Falcon, which those are super, super cool looking. This one,
So much time.
I was initially super excited, and then I saw what it looked like, and I was like, kind of looks like I designed it. Doesn't look that great.
Aw. Where are we? All right. Woo, recent releases. Special shout out to Blue Microphones for these incredible mics that we're using on the show. So kicking off these recent releases is F1 2018 on PC and other platforms. Race different F1 vehicles in the world of Formula One racing. Take on rivals in the career mode and build your reputation on and off the track.
Look how good it looks. Looks insanely good.
So smooth.
Also releasing this week is Guacamelee 2 on PC and other platforms. I loved Guacamelee Part 1. Try to save the world in this action platformer as a luchador that learns new moves. You learn new moves along the way. You can even transform into a chicken. Okay, to go through certain areas. It features 4-player local co-op, so you can play the campaign with friends. Looks awesome, action-packed. The reviews are out. The reviews are very good. So I can't... Oh, there's some chicken gameplay.
The power of the foil.
Hashtag chicken gameplay. Oh, wow. The chicken is pretty OP. In the Mexiverse.
I love local co-op games. So this looks fun. Also releasing this week is Shenmue 1 and 2 on PC and other platforms. Revisit the Shenmue series on modern hardware as you guide, I want to say, Ryu? Hazuki to avenge his father's death in an epic story. Take side jobs, play arcade games, fight gangsters, and participate in duck racing. All right.
Duck racing for the win. I've never played either of these games, but I would like to check it out.
Is this like one of those kind of like it has kind of like a simulation aspect to it? Like you have to get on a train and all that? I'm probably thinking of a different game altogether for all I know.
I don't know. I do know it's an open world game, and it's an old school game that's been remade. Hopefully they added some up to date features. Hashtag fast travel.
Yeah.
NPCs have sleep schedules,
Yeah.
says Lewis, our producer.
I was close.
Boom, roundhouse. Look at that Sega old school arcade game. And finally, 7 Billion Humans is now available on PC and other platforms. Control and program a massive swarm of office workers to solve problems and puzzles. In this follow-up to Human Resource Machine, you can learn some programming techniques to help your office workers get you through the workday. This is an interesting game because you actually learn some programming techniques while you're playing the game.
Yeah, that's always really useful.
I think later, maybe in this trailer they show it, but I've seen some screenshots where it shows you like the actual programming that you have to write or rewrite or something like that. There it is.
There it is.
There
yeah.
it is. There it is.
Yeah, learning to code seems really fun and
Oh,
when it's in a game.
Yeah, when it's in a game.
Yeah.
Learn how to code the Origin PC website configurator. No, just kidding.
Blatant plug.
What's up next? The blatant plug of the week, in case you needed more Origin PC news. Right now, we're running our back to school promo, which is going to end soon, so take advantage while you can. Origin PC 101, the best supplies for school and gaming. You can receive up to $850 in value. Insane. Including some free stuff from our partners at Seagate. So check out our promo running now on our desktops and laptops at originpc.com. Up next, if you haven't heard, there's new graphics cards. Graphics reinvented. The GeForce RTX cards are here, almost. You can pre-order them. They'll be here very soon. But the pre-orders are already here on originpc.com. Check it out on all of our desktops. Single card, SLI. Now's the time to upgrade. If you ever wanted a new PC or graphics card, there's probably a lot of people out there that have been waiting. I've been waiting, and boom, it's time to go. Up next, as previously mentioned, World of Tanks is one of our brand new promos. We're offering a special edition World of Tanks PC thanks to our World of Tanks and our good partners at Intel. You want to take advantage of this and if you're a World of Tanks fan, you definitely want to get this. You get that exclusive custom HD UV panel or laser etching. Check it out at originpc.com/World of Tanks. And last but not least, we like to give stuff away, and we're giving away another PC. This PC is themed after Deadpool 2 for the awesome release of Deadpool 2 on Blu-ray and digital, which is available right now. If you haven't seen the movie, or if you have seen it, you gotta buy the Super Edition. It's awesome. And this PC is really getting a lot of hype, and I would want to win it myself. I mean, who wouldn't want that awesome picture
Same.
of Deadpool on your PC?
It's all me. Now it's time to talk about Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat, where we talk about what games we're playing. This segment is sponsored by Origin PC's Gear Shop, where you can buy your very own Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat shirt. Kevin, what are you currently Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeating?
I'm currently Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeating Dead Cells. This is a crazy addictive game. It's one of those games where when you die, you have to start over. So it's a rogue Metrovania type of game. So Metrovania because you get new skills and work your way around the map. As you unlock different skills, permanent skills, then you could access different areas of the map. There's other things you can unlock that are temporary based on that one build. So specific skills, specific weapons, and there's boss fights, as you can just see right there. And then when you die, you lose it all except for those Metrovania skills. And then you have to start over. So I've actually, almost shed a tear when I died. I had such an epic build one time, and then I died horribly. But it's one of those games that gets frustrating sometimes because you die with an epic build, but then I find myself going back even though I'm like, I'm done with this game. But then I go right back in. So I was up last night till 2 a.m. playing, and I'm loving it. Highly recommended. Check out this game, Dead Cells.
Yeah, I'm for sure going to buy that game. Now, for me, I've been playing Rainbow Six, obviously. This is the only game I play. I promise I'm not, sponsored by Ubisoft whatsoever. But, yet. Ubisoft, look at me. So the game is inspired by counter-terrorist activities across the world. Siege puts heavy emphasis on environmental destruction and cooperation between players. Recently, during the Paris Majors last week, they announced the new DLC, Grim Sky. It's their 10th expansion with the release date of September 11th. It includes 2 new operators, one from the Delta Force named Maverick and the other from MPS named Clash. And it's also featuring a rework of Hertford Base, which is literally one of my favorite maps. And I'm kind of sad, but I'm also excited to see the new stuff. This guy looks so lethal, Maverick. But I recommend 10 out of 10. Love this game.
He's just flamethrower that guy in the face?
Yeah. This game is amazing.
So he's able to burn metal and repair metal?
No, just reinforce the area. He can basically
So he can reinforce.
Just break through it. So you have sneaky holes, so you have new lines of sight.
New sneaky holes.
Yeah. Game is great.
Now up next is Check This Out. Special shout out to Elgato for providing our Stream Deck, which we use every week on our live builds and our Origin PC live show. And we use their capture cards. They make the best stuff. Check this out, we'll be talking about anything new we've been checking out. This includes movies, TVs, music, tech, gadgets, apps, software. Jerica, what have you been checking out?
So last week, someone asked me what my favorite anime was, and I told them Cowboy Bebop was my favorite. And I decided to revisit the anime. So if you don't already know about Cowboy Bebop, it's an anime. It centers around a group of bounty hunters in a futuristic space western. It takes place in the year 2071 in our solar system. Many elements of the show are influenced by Old West, and the show's music has strong jazz influences. I don't want to go too much into it because I believe this is like one of the essential animes people should watch, but it's amazing, and you should watch it. It has a lot of Easter eggs, like musically.
So you're saying if you're an anime fan,
yes,
this is a must-watch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not an anime fan, you might get into anime based
or
on this
even
one.
if you're a jazz fan or Beatles fans or stuff like that. I think everyone would like it. I don't know.
Cool. Check it out.
What are you checking out?
I'm checking out a new gadget, the Amazon Fire TV Cube.
What's
We're
that?
not sponsored by Amazon. We're not sponsored by Fire TV. We're not sponsored by them. So this is the new Amazon Fire TV Cube. This is the box. So it's the box. It has all your apps on there. Showtime, HBO, blah, blah, blah. Here's a little remote. But we can open it up. Wing.
Unboxing.
I want to show you how tiny it is. I'm not going to unwrap it. But look how tiny this thing is.
You just got it?
It's tiny. No, I have one at home. This is for someone else. It's a tiny little box. It has your volume buttons on there. But it of course has a remote control as well. But it's all voice activated, so you don't even need these buttons. Those are just backup. So the Fire TV Cube came out, I believe, a few months ago. I think it started at $120, but I think now it's about $90. Mm-hmm. So it's still a little bit pricey. It gives you access to apps and things like that, which you can already get on a smart TV, or you can get with a Fire Stick. But what this does is it seamlessly integrates with your TV, and then you use your voice to do anything. So I literally use this product every single day, because if I want to turn on my TV, I just say, Alexa, turn on the TV. When I'm going to bed, I say, Alexa, turn off the TV. And then if you want to switch HDMI, when I'm playing Dead Cells, I say, Alexa, switch to HDMI 4. And then my laptop is now on the screen, and I'm playing games. So the reviews are mixed online because, it doesn't do everything perfectly. It doesn't do everything great. It's a little pricey for something that just turn off and on your TV. That's what I use it for, basically. But it's one of those things that once you use it, you literally use it every single day, and you get so hooked on it. So when I go to use my other TVs and I can't turn them on by my voice, I'm like, what is this old TV? I have to find the remote. It's so annoying. So it's awesome. I think it's just going to get better and better as they improve the software and more apps come out. I use it to watch NFL games on the NFL app. I use it to watch Westworld or the HBO app. So it's pretty awesome. I highly recommend it.
Dope.
And now we're going to go to the break with a few commercials. When we come back, we're going to have our new guest on the show.
Yay! Oh, we're talking about Panzer.
New guest. Who dis? Sponsored by AMD.
Who dis?
Special shout out to AMD for their Ryzen Threadripper powering our streaming rig. It's time to chat with the one and only Panzer, aka Trade Chat. You can find Panzer on YouTube and Facebook Live playing and talking about games such as, of course, World of Warcraft and anything Blizzard. Panzer has also been playing games and VR and streaming that. Lately, she's been playing the World of Warcraft latest expansion, of course, Battle for Azeroth. Panzer's been making videos and streaming for over 8 years. You can always find her on Twitter, interacting with her friends. And if you're an old school Panzer fan like me, you might know her from season 1 of King and the Nerds, way back in the day. How are you doing this Friday, Panzer?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're awesome. Thanks so much for coming onto the show.
I wore my Eat Sleep.
I like
Game
your
Report
shirt. That's a dope shirt.
All right, we're just gonna jump right in. Thanks for taking time being on the show with us, Panzer.
We just I'm a little gross because I was streaming VR before this, so I'm sorry if you can smell me from there.
I can feel the thing that you feel in your face after VR. I can feel that.
Yeah, like you have like the indent. It's gone away 'cause it's been like a half an hour, but I filmed a video just a minute ago and I'm pretty sure I still had VR face.
So we just wanted to ask you a couple of questions and have a quick chat. In a nutshell, have you been enjoying the latest WoW expansion?
Oh my gosh, so much. So much. I have been playing nonstop WoW lately. I think this is the first expansion that I'm ever really like on like ready to go at the moment that the expansion is launching. Like last year for Legion, PAX West like was 2 days after the expansion came out or something like that, and I had booked to work PAX West. So like I started the expansion off being like a week behind everybody, but like I went hard like the moment it went out, and my item level's pretty decent, and I'm feeling real good about World of Warcraft right now. Real good.
Sweet. Yeah, that's the worst when a game comes out and then there's a big event and then you're like, I'm so far behind, but I'm having so much fun at this event. I want to do two things at once.
Yeah, I traveled a ton during the beginning of Legion, so I was really far behind in Legion. And as of right now, I've done every single quest that is available to do, like every story quest, every side quest, every wanted quest, every rep quest. There are no more quests for me to do. Like my quest log has one quest in it right now, and it's a PvP quest, which I'm going to do tonight. One quest. I'm so excited.
Sweet.
Feels good.
So we've seen you've been posting several reaction videos to the cinematics that Blizzard creates, which are always amazing. Which of the cinematics shocked you the most?
I just got done filming because the Azara cinematic came out while I was streaming. So I filmed the Azara cinematic, and it was so good. It was my like of all the recent cinematics, it was my favorite. And it's because when I started playing, it was Burning Crusade. It was actually like SSC tier Burning Crusade. So I kind of started out my WoW journey being like, Queen Azara is the bad guy, but I don't know why. And I've got an attention span of like a squirrel that got into Halloween candy, so I've never really been able to sit down and get through all the books. And I feel like I learned more about Queen Azara in 7 minutes, and I'm so hype about it. Like I know she's a bad guy, but I'm kind of on her team. It's bad. Like I don't know what's happening. This is why I play Horde. I'm morally gray.
Yes. Yeah, those cinematics are. I mean, I'm always expecting to be blown away, and then I'm even more blown away. I don't know how they do it. They always one-up themselves.
I know.
Crazy.
They had the Diva one that came out earlier this week, and of all of the Overwatch cinematics, that one was probably, as much as I love Diva, that one had the least amount of character progression. Like, we didn't really learn anything new about Diva. Diva was cool, and Diva did this stuff, and then Diva was cool, and Diva did the stuff. Whereas, like, the WoW ones lately have been crazy. Like, we saw a whole new side of Jaina. We saw a whole new side of Sylvanas. Oh God! And then this Azara one was phenomenal as well. So I'm here for it. I'm ready for it.
Nice.
Yeah, personally, I like the Jaina one. I think that might be my favorite one.
So the Jaina one was phenomenal. Have you watched the cinematics that are part of the Alliance storyline?
No. I'm not an
Alliance. So Blizzard released another one yesterday, and now I think they're all up. I think the last one went up yesterday. So if you watch them all in order, it's like her mom is there. It's like emotionally devastating, but then it gets better. But does it get better? It's phenomenal.
Until next time. So are you looking forward to any particular updates for Battle for Azeroth, such as the new raid?
So yeah, I'm definitely excited for the raid coming out on September 4th, along with Mythic Pluses. Also, next week they are unlocking the what's it called? The Heart of Azeroth gear. Right now, you can't trade that with anybody else, and starting on the 4th, I believe you'll be able to trade those, which is going to help a lot. Like, because right now the way that loot works is you don't roll for it anymore. Like, it's very bizarre. Like, everybody just has a random chance of getting loot, and it's just in their bag, and it's not as exciting, but it could be argued that it's a little more fair, particularly in like pickup group situations. But you can trade it if it's the same gear type or whatever. And for the first 2-3 weeks of the expansion, they weren't letting you trade these like core pieces of gear. So like I had like 3 chests sitting in my bag that I couldn't do anything with, it. It just felt bad. And they're fixing that in like a week. So I'm really looking forward to that change.
All right.
So
I know
BlizzCon.
that's very specific. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for, like the specific details of somebody.
Very excited to be able to trade gear to people.
Yeah. So BlizzCon, of course, is coming up in a couple months already.
So excited.
Do you have any guesses as to what Blizzard will show, or any wishes of what you want them to show?
So I think it's pretty safe to assume that we're not going to get a WoW expansion announcement because obviously one just came out. So we'll probably get more information about not the first big patch, but I think the second big patch. Like we'll find out more about what the first big patch will be, but I think we'll get like details into like the future of WoW. And I think there'll be probably a new Overwatch map, we got a new map at Gamescom. So there'll be a new hero. There'll be a new hero announced at BlizzCon. There'll probably be a Hearthstone expansion or whatever they're doing. I know they had the expansions, the adventure modes. I think they only do one of them anymore. I think that I'll be interested to see if this year's BlizzCon incorporates any Activision games, since we're seeing the Call of Duty in the launcher, Destiny in the launcher. Like this will be the first BlizzCon since that started happening. So I'm wondering if we're going to see more games like make appearances at BlizzCon now that there are games that are sort of being endorsed by Blizzard that weren't previously. And I think we'll probably get some more information about Classic WoW. Maybe I don't really know. As of the last I heard, there still wasn't any sort of playable model, but I'm sure that people are going to be demanding information about Classic servers.
Oh, yeah.
My big hope right now is that last year at Gamescom, they released a new series of cinematics for Hearthstone called Hearth and Home, and it had this little girl and the mouse, and I really liked all of that, and then they just haven't done another one since. So if we don't get one at Gamescom in these next couple days, I'm hoping that we get another one of those at BlizzCon.
Yeah, I really like your point about Activision. It's going to be very interesting to see if they do a major Activision announcement. Because of course, I'm pretty sure Destiny will be there, playable, things like that. So if they just have it there playable, no big deal. But if they do a major announcement, that's a huge move that BlizzCon is moving in a direction of not just Blizzard titles, but other titles, which would be great. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about it. My big concern with something like that is that it would feel bad as like a Destiny or a Call of Duty player if that was not announced as being part of the convention, and then the convention rolls around and there's all this stuff for that fandom, and then they didn't know, so nobody bought tickets to go to BlizzCon.
Very true.
Who knows if that'll actually happen or not? But it is something that I've been curious about because it's new and exciting.
Yes, I'm hoping we get some Diablo 4 news.
Yes.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. I was so excited.
I mean, there's stuff happening for Diablo, though. Like, I hope it's not an expansion because there are some core parts of Diablo that just don't work right. It's not that they're broken. They just don't work in an optimal way to keep players playing. Like right now, the game, it was really fun when it first came out. And even like seasons, a lot of people played seasons. And then the more seasons they did, the less people that played seasons because nothing really changed. And you were always like fighting for the same armor set or maybe a slightly different armor set. But the whole core of everything was just the same. And the most hype that we saw around Diablo in recent memories was when they did the Diablo 1 thing that was like in Diablo 3 and people were really hype about it. So I think it's more likely I don't think it'll be expansion. I think it'll either be a Diablo 2 remaster, new graphics, new everything, or it's going to be a Diablo 4. I don't think it's going to be an expansion because I don't think that would I said, just as somebody who has a lot of people on their Battle.net friends list from a lot of different Blizzard games, I didn't see a lot of people going back to Diablo when they released the expansion with Necromancers. It wasn't. It didn't boost numbers in the way that I'm sure they hoped it did. So I hope that the feedback from that is that they should work on something a little new and exciting as compared to just kind of, and here's a new level.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't be surprised if they don't do anything because they just announced the Diablo Switch.
But they
That's
said,
the big news right now.
But here's the thing. To interject. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. I can't see you guys talking. I know I just interrupted you and I'm super sorry about it. But they did announce that it was like multiple Diablo announcements. Like the Switch thing had leaked at that point already because Forbes put the video out like 3 days before they were supposed to. Like I don't know what intern did that. But the Diablo Switch port it was supposed to be announced at Gamescom and it got leaked early. And Blizzard did the video right around the time that got leaked saying that there were multiple Diablo projects in the works. So I don't think that the Switch port was the big announcement at all. I think that was just a little side thing. Personally, that's what I think.
I like hearing that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I hope whatever it is, it's more like Diablo 2 than 3. personally.
Yeah.
I think everybody hopes that.
Yeah.
And then I heard maybe rumors of Warcraft 4 also, a real-time strategy game.
Ooh,
I was
yes.
like, what?
Yeah,
That'd be amazing.
maybe. I don't know. It's
That
weird
would
though,
be
because
amazing.
StarCraft still, even though StarCraft isn't as popular in the U.S. as it maybe once was, like StarCraft as an esport still has a pretty
Oh, yeah,
big
it does.
global reach.
Yep.
So I just don't know that they would want to put out a game that encroached on their own territory.
Yep. You never know.
And that's just speculation. I have no idea. If Warcraft 4 or if a remaster of I think again it would probably be more likely that it was a remaster. But if Warcraft 4 or a remaster of Warcraft came out, I think it would just put Blizzard in this precarious situation, because there would be people who would want to compete in both of those games, and that's very straining for the players.
Yeah, I remember once upon a time when Diablo was going to be an esport or
Me
competitive.
too.
Whatever happened to that?
Diablo PvP.
Oh,
what
well.
did happen to that, Blizzard? I'm
Oh.
listening.
All right. So on your Facebook live stream, you occasionally do some VR streams. How have you been enjoying VR?
I love VR. I'm like, so this is the whole story of me in VR, and it's kind of funny because when I partnered with Facebook to be like a Facebook gaming creator, they gave me an Oculus just as like a welcome gift. They gave me an Oculus Rift, and I am embarrassed to say this, but it sat in my office in the box unopened for probably 3 months, because I was a non-believer. Like, for lack of better words, I was just like, how am I going to stream VR? When am I ever going to do this? Like, it's cool, but I don't know. And finally, I moved my office around. I gave myself a little bit more space, and I hooked up the Oculus. And when you first hook up your Oculus, the setup of it is like a little game. And as soon as you're finished with the setup, it brings you into this introductory experience with a little robot, and you're on a spaceship, and you get to like shoot Nerf guns. And I almost cried because it was so surreal.
Yep.
Like I have them on my desk. The Oculus touch controllers have haptic feedback in them. So at one point they tell you to put your hand out and a butterfly will like land on your hand, and you feel it, and it's banana town. Like, I don't even know how else to describe it. It's just, VR has come so far, even in the last like 3 years, the last 5 years, that what they're capable of doing right now and what they were capable of doing 5 years ago is so infinitely better. And we kind of got a good setup for how we stream VR. We do it as like a team. So one person kind of mans the comments in the chat and moderates and kind of commentates on what's going on while the other person plays until they're, winded, because it is absolutely a workout for the most part doing VR. We play a lot of Beat Saber, stuff like that. And then we kind of switch places, and it's really fun for the viewers because every time they tune in, it's like one of us is flailing wildly. It looks crazy, but it's so much fun, and it's such a fun like party group activity to have people come over and try out the different games in VR, and it's such a surreal experience. And I'm mad at myself for the months that sat on the floor in a box not opened, because I wasn't a believer.
Yeah, that's a great description though, because a lot of people are the same way. They're like, I don't believe the hype and it's a fad. But no, it blows your mind when you literally feel like you're inside the game.
I thought the novelty would wear off. Like, I thought that after you played it a little while, you'd be like, oh, okay, like, I get it, but and that's not in any way how it is. Like, it's like the more you play it, the more you want to play it. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, I'm really obsessed with, I opted into the beta for Oculus Home. So you actually have like an environment, like an apartment, that as you play more VR games, you like earn things to put in your little like apartment, like couches and dragons that fly around and all sorts of cool stuff. So it's like, I'm just obsessed with everything VR related right now. It's so much fun.
Have you played the VR sports game?
Not one that's called VR Sports, but I've played VR. Like, I played like the Oculus boxing game, and we played some tennis games, and I have played sports game, but not one that's actually called VR Sports.
I don't know if it's called VR Sports, but it has a pretty generic title like that, and I think it's from Facebook, from Oculus, from the Oculus team, and you can play basketball, hockey, and football. And the football is just amazing. You're like the actual quarterback. You have to look down and like call the plays. And then you don't have to run. It does the running for you. It does the dropping back as the quarterback. But you decide when to hike the ball. And then you look around. You have to see the receiver open. And then you throw the ball to the receiver. And all of a sudden the camera switches and you're the receiver. So then you see the ball coming at you and you have to catch the ball.
Like a one-man team.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Wow, that is really, really cool. I mean, and we have, because Oculus was generous enough that because I started streaming VR, they unlocked the whole Oculus library for me so that I can try any game that I want. And I have taken full advantage of that. I think the best gem that I've found in VR games, and this I think it's like a $10 or $15 game. So if you have an Oculus or any VR system, definitely download it. It's called Cat Sorting Simulator.
That's it.
And
I
it
need
is hysterical. So these cats come out of a conveyor belt, and some of them are
What?
regular cats and everything's fine. And then some of them will have like an eyeball where their butthole should be, or they have like dragon wings, or they have like rabbit ears, or a rhinoceros horn, or something like that. And you have to like swap the parts out on the cat to make perfect cats.
What?
But it gets like, yeah, it almost reminds me like the I Love Lucy, like the conveyor belt, which is
Yeah.
shoving. It's sort of like that, but with cats, and it is hysterical to watch. It's hysterical to play. Like everybody who sees it is like, I want to try that, and it's just it's the weirdest thing to have pop up. I feel bad for people who didn't expect that on their timelines. That like all of a sudden they see me frantically swapping out eyeballs and buttholes. Like very confusing for them, but. What a gem that game
That's
is. What a
a
diamond
gem.
in the rough.
I like that one. Have you heard of Bar Brawl?
I haven't. I
So
tried
bar-
Bartender Simulator, and I was terrible at that too. I would make a terrible bartender.
Oh, you got to check out Bar Brawl. So you're a patron in the bar, and then you can go up to the bar, you can get some drinks, and then you start a fight, and you choose
Amazing.
who you start a fight with. You choose how you start the fight, and then when you start it out, the crowd goes like, "Oh," makes a bunch of noise, and then when you get knocked out, you go flying across the room, ragdoll style, and all the people watching go, "Oh!" It's just
That
like a
sounds
little
very
gimmicky
entertaining
thing,
to
but it's so
stream, for
much fun.
sure.
It's hilarious.
That sounds super fun.
So
That sounds
besides
super fun.
besides streaming, besides VR, you also create other sorts of content on YouTube. How's that been like this year?
I'm just a busy person. Like you start listing all these things, and I'm like, when do I not work? But yeah, no, I mean, YouTube's going well. I'm in a good place as far as Blizzard is giving me plenty to talk about, because the majority of my YouTube
Yeah.
channel, for those of you who don't know, it's youtube.com/tradechat. But I talk every week. I do a Blizzard and WoW news recap called Catch Up. And then throughout the week, I'll kind of do little opinion pieces or reactions to cinematics or things that come out. It's kind of commentary on WoW and Blizzard stuff, and it's been doing really well lately because of how much Blizzard stuff has just been
Yeah.
available to me. But I'm always on that grind. I'm always trying to do something.
The hustle.
Yeah.
What are your plans for content or streams for the future? Spoiler alerts.
Streaming has been a blast lately. I just my husband recently quit his job to like full-time stream with me, and we have the most insane setup for streaming right now. So he drilled a hole in the floor of my office, then ran wires through the walls across the house, and then drilled a hole in his ceiling of his office, and then the wires go down through the roof or the ceiling of his office. So I have like a direct feed to his monitor and his webcam, so I can just switch them with like my Elgato Stream Deck between the two views. And it's really cool and seamless. Like I've never really seen anything like it before. So it's like really neat, because if we're playing like World of Warcraft and one of us dies, I can switch to the other view, or if someone's doing something really neat in game, really cool stuff, we can view it. It's been great. So we're just kind of planning on expanding our streaming longer, streaming more often, because it's been so much fun. Like we've just been having so much fun. It's bizarre. I've been having like guilt lately, because I just have so much fun working that I don't feel like I'm working, and then I like feel like, well, I should work, and everyone's like, you've been working all day, and I'm like, but that doesn't count, it was fun. So yeah, I've been having a blast, and I just plan to kind of keep doing it, and I'm excited to expand Catch Up a little more on YouTube. We've gone through a process of at first it wasn't Blizzard related. I wanted to try to branch out a little bit, and I was talking about science and other games, but my heart is always with Blizzard, so we recently changed it to all go back to Blizzard and WoW stuff. So I'm excited to see that grow and change, and I'm always looking forward to BlizzCon and the content I get to make around BlizzCon. And maybe I'll get another job booked at BlizzCon. The last couple of years I've gotten to do stage work, so I'm
nice.
just
Yes.
riding the wave, seeing where it takes me.
That's great. Yeah, your passion is there with Blizzard. So, and they've been putting out tons of content, like you said. So it works out for everybody.
Yeah.
So, are there any games or media that you're looking forward to coming out this year?
Oh, the Spyro remaster.
Spyro. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, like of course. That's by far my most anticipated video game release, is the remaster of the original Spyro trilogy. I'm
That's
sure there's
right.
other things I should be excited about, but that's all that comes to mind off the top of my head.
That's it. Spyro's got your attention 100%. When does that come out? Do you know?
Oh, September, end of September. Well, it's really unfortunate because it comes out, well, it got delayed. So now I don't even know. It was September 24th, I think, but it got delayed. So I think now we're looking at November anyways. And I don't really want to get it for Xbox or PlayStation. I really want to get it for Switch or PC. So I'm hoping that with the delay, all 4 platforms will launch at the same time.
True. Yeah, it's always good when they delay it, but they add more to the delay.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll do that. So I hope you don't mind. I had to throw in one King of the Nerds question in here.
Oh, that's okay.
Do you still keep in touch with any of the original season 1 people from the show?
Yeah, so it's actually funny because I saw Alana last week. So I do stand up locally, like in my hometown, and I did a stand up show, and Alana came and saw me. So I just saw Alana the other day,
that's
and
awesome.
I'm also still friends with Mujige. And I heard you and Jerica talking before I went live, and I was also on another show called The Tester, which I'm really good friends with Christy still. Like I just heard you guys talking about that. So
that's awesome.
I'm also still friends with Christy. She wasn't on King of the Nerds, but still friends with her.
Close enough.
Oh yeah, she was on that show, so yeah. Cool.
Yeah, she was on The Tester. I was on The Tester season 2, and I think she was on like season 3 or 4, and then I was on King of the Nerds season 1.
Yes, yeah, we were talking about how ironic, before we went live, we were talking about how ironic the title King of the Nerds is, when actually a woman won the first season.
Well,
so it's like,
I mean, if you want to
that?
get into the irony of King of the Nerds, it's that the winner was chosen via popularity contest, and that format just made no sense to me, even when I was on the show. But maybe that's because I won the most challenges.
Yes, yeah, you were a survivor. You won like over and over and over.
Yeah, I think I won 8 challenges, and the next person behind me won 6, and that person wasn't the winner either. The winner played a smart game. She kind of flew under everyone's radar and then came in and
100%.
just took the crown.
100%.
There was real strategy there.
Hopefully,
I didn't have that same strategy. I went in and I'm like, I'm not here to make friends. I want to win. Like,
hopefully that'll come back in some form or fashion. Like somebody will redo it. You know, reality shows are redone over and over and over the years by different people. So maybe it'll come back. Who knows?
I don't even know how they formatted that. I don't think they did a like that type of winner for this. I think there were 3 seasons of it before it got canceled, and I think the last 2 were chosen via challenge, not vote. So because they were, it was not. I don't think that's how they saw that going. Like, you live and you learn.
So, what do you like about PC hardware?
I like that with PC hardware, you can upgrade anything small at any time. Like you can be like, oh, I think I'll add a little more RAM, or oh, I'll swap out my video card. Like the whole thing doesn't need to be replaced. You can just constantly like upgrade it and change in pieces and parts, which is also nice because I have so many friends and family members who use PCs as well. So I get a new graphics card. That means my sister gets my graphics card kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I like that it's something that's just constantly, you can evolve it yourself. You don't have to get a whole new machine every time something new and exciting comes out.
That's a really good point. Yeah, people often talk about upgradability, the obvious one, but I like how you said you can do just small upgrades. It's a really good point because you don't have to say, oh man, I need to upgrade my PC. I have to do a big investment here. No, you can just do something small. Just add a little bit of RAM, add an SSD, add some Intel Optane memory, give yourself a boost. Mm-hmm. So you can just go little by little, or you can go big, whatever you want.
Yeah, I actually just added a new USB card in my computer because I have VR. I have 3 VR sensors. Like that's 3 plus the HDMI. Like I use so many USBs between my cameras and my VR setup, and I think my keyboard uses 2. So I just added a new card for that.
Yeah, and there's so many other things you can upgrade too. Like you said, USB. So like peripherals. It's not just about the internal components. The monitors. The new 4K HDR G-Sync monitors. Yeah. Those things are insane.
I heard you talking about the new 20 series video cards. Oh.
Yes. Yeah. The new 20. Now the new 20 series is here. I really need a 4K HDR monitor because previously I was running 4K, but it wasn't always 60 frames. But now with the new cards, you can on single card you can do 4K HDR 60 frames, no problem.
What computers are capable of blows my mind because they say that every 2 years our processing power doubles. Is that right? You build computers, you'd know better than me.
Yeah, there's Moore's law where like a specific percentage of performance should happen a specific time period. However, the new Nvidia graphics cards and even the 10 series before that doesn't abide by Moore's law. It goes insanely more powerful.
Graphics cards get more powerful like every year, but even like the processor I have in my computer now is bananas. Like I stream 60 frames per second, 1080, while playing games with full graphics, the best of the best everything, and it uses like 7% of my CPU. It's bananas. Like, I have one of the X series, so it could time travel, I believe. Yeah.
So you're like, I have 93% free. What else should I do on this computer?
What else could I do? I was rendering a video when I called you guys. It's done now.
Portal to another dimension.
Awesome. All right, so that's our show. That's our interview. The floor is yours. Tell people where they can find you on YouTube and Facebook Gaming and Twitter and everywhere.
All of my internets belong to Trade Chat. So I'm Trade Chat on YouTube. I am Trade Chat on Facebook, which if you're not familiar, Facebook does have a game streaming platform. It's a lot of fun and the community is fantastic. You can check out more of that at fb.gg. Makes it a little easier. My Discord is discord.gg/TradeChat. My Twitter is twitter.com/TradeChat. My Instagram is instagram.com/TradeChat. All of my internets belong to Trade Chat. But I think you guys should focus a little more on Origin PC and following them, because there's lots of great streamers partnered with them, and you never know what you're going to see every Friday on these shows. And thank you so much for having me on.
Awesome. Wow, you were awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show.
You're awesome. Are we going to do this now? You're awesome.
Your turn.
Oh, what? What should I say?
You're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You're awesome.
All right. Thanks, Panzer. Thanks,
Thank
Trade
you
Chat.
so much,
Thanks,
guys.
Danielle. Have a great
Thank
weekend,
you.
and
You
we'll
too.
see you online.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
So that's it for our guest segment, but we have another segment coming up, Ask Origin. This segment brought to you by Echo Gear. Big thanks to Echo Gear for all of our awesome mounts and extra accessories that are used in our stream setup every week. So, producer notes.
Nope.
Questions.
Yeah.
I'm reading the wrong thing. We have our questions on the screen. Have you watched Disenchantment? I'll give that one to you.
Ooh, I have not. I've heard a lot about it. It's by the people that made The Simpsons and Futurama, I believe.
Oh, really?
It's on my watch list.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
on my list too. I've not seen that yet. I'm too busy playing games every time.
I know.
I barely can watch any shows. Next question. Is there any news of Origin coming to the EU as the transfer costs are horribly high? So yes, we do ship worldwide. The shipping costs are higher if you're going to ship worldwide. So if you want to ship within the US, it's one price. Shipping overseas, you have more costs as far as shipping expenses and taxes. So unfortunately, no, I don't have any news for you on that. We're continuing to ship worldwide. But stay tuned, you never know. Kuzi has a question.
Do you miss me?
Of course we miss you, Kuzi.
Not me.
We always miss your Kuzi. Oh, you don't miss your Kuzi?
We got this. Look at us. We're doing great. Stay on your vacation.
Yes, stay on your vacation. It's almost over.
Now you're going to come
Enjoy paradise. Next question. AMD CPU or Intel CPU? So in the past, there used to be this question of AMD CPU or Intel CPU. And in the past, I would lean towards Intel CPUs. Things have changed. They're both great. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. They're both really, really good. Either way, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, my first ever CPU and my first computer was like, oh my god, I think when Burning Crusades came out, and my first CPU was AMD.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most people still prefer Intel. So if you had to pick one, you might go with that one. Oh, another question. Do you think the Turing architecture will be around, or will it be like Maxwell Pascal and just be a stepping stone? I'm not sure what you mean, because Maxwell, there's always something in the future. So will there be something in the future eventually? Of course, eventually there'll be something. But Turing, I think, will be around for a very long time. So will I think that architecture is here for a long time? Yes, definitely. It's an amazing architecture. Ray tracing, we're just scratching the surface of what's capable. You've seen the demos, but those are just like the very early demos of what's gonna come. But imagine 1 year, 2 years from now, when the game devs are actually fully taking advantage of ray tracing, it's gonna be unreal.
What was the last question? Chrome or Firefox?
Chrome.
Chrome.
Chrome or Firefox?
Yeah.
Chrome. Though, sorry, I don't have much more to say about that one.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, that's our segment.
Woo.
Up next,
Post of the week.
Last week's topic was, you've been asked to make an over-the-top PC case mod. What would you build? We received lots of responses, but we can only pick one. That winner is at Absolute Not via Twitter, who wrote, I would create a GLaDOS themed case, sleek white, black highlights, blue LEDs representing her eye. I'd also mount her a monitor on one side, and it would be attached to a wall ceiling mount track and arm that could be moved around the house. That's pretty insane. Thanks for your your awesome addition there. I would love to see a GLaDOS themed PC. Just the look of it would be amazing. You're gonna win a copy of Pillars of Eternity 2, which is an awesome brand new title, which has tons of hours of gameplay. So enjoy your Pillars of Eternity 2. Please contact us over Twitter for your prize. And Jerica, what is next week's topic?
Boop. Next week's topic is you've been asked to make a movie about a gaming PC. What would be the title and the plot of the movie? Examples include Dawn of the BSOD, Reboot This, I don't know what that is, Bent Pins, and The Leaky Reservoir. Make sure to use the hashtag OriginPCLive with your response, and we'll be picking the post of the week for the next episode.
I really like that one. That challenge was really good, and the examples that Lewis came up with are awesome. And you don't know what a BSOD is?
B-O said O-D? No, what is
I'm
that?
going to school you. BSOD is Blue Screen of Death.
Oh.
So that's why it's awesome. Dawn of the Dead or Dawn of the BSOD.
The acronyms.
The acronyms, though. That's it for this week's show. We did it without Koozie.
We did it!
Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please leave us feedback on what you would like to see more of on the show or less of on the show. Follow us and leave a comment across all social media at OriginPC or on Facebook, OriginPC Corporation. You can holler at me personally at OriginPC CEO. Next week, we will not have OriginPC Live, but we're going to have the next best thing. We're going to be streaming live from PAX West.
Ooh.
So check it out. We're going to be streaming live multiple days from PAX West. Check out our social media for the full schedule of what that's going to be like.
But you guys are on Elgato, right?
Yeah, we're going to be in the Elgato booth.
Hell yeah.
Friends. So thanks everyone for checking out the show. Have a great weekend, and as always, GG.